Hey, Nicole. Thank you so much for coming on Let Me Talk podcast today.
Thank you for having me, Zoe.
I'm really interested in your whole vibe here and what you do within the entertainment industry.
That's a really good question because sometimes I ask myself that very same question. I personally like to have a bit of variety. So the entertainment industry has been a big part of my career since I guess I started working. So I've been in the industry, must be nearly 25 years now without showing my age. And I've always been in the event celebrity sort of space. And it was 12 years ago I launched my own brand, sort of tied in with the emergence of social media and creating an online identity, my own brand.
Yeah.
And since then have been in the live music space and freelancing PR along the way.
So a bit of everything.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
When you were younger, was this something you always were interested in? What kind of brought it to the surface for you to pursue like an entertainment career?
Yeah. I've always loved to sing. So I still manage to enjoy live singing gigs. So I always had that love for performance, musicals, concerts, musical theatre. But yeah, growing up, especially at school, I always wanted to be a school teacher. I thought that is something that I would really love to do. And to be honest with you, I still haven't ruled it out. It might be something that I could still explore. I did actually do some Greek school teaching while studying. So it was something that I, again, got to enjoy and at least understand that I like to potentially revisit. And then through school, it comes to that time where you're thinking about choosing your subjects and the pressure of choosing the right subjects to get into the right course. And I loved school. I was a bit of a bookworm. And I was like, right, I'm going to be a lawyer.
Yeah.
So I started working actually at a law firm when I was 16. So I was doing basic reception duties, conveyancing. I was like, oh, yep, I can do this. Loved it. Got the grades, got into arts law at Monash. I wanted to do a journalism major with a law degree. And first day of class, sitting there with my Spice Girls tin and, the Kappa tracksuit over at Monash Clayton. And it was literally like a Legally Blonde moment where I was looking around going, I don't know if I can do this for the next 5 years. The studying component versus the work side of stuff was just massive contrast. I mean, I'd just come out of year 12 as well. So it was a big change getting a license. Back in those days, the traffic was outrageous. So I lived quite far from Clayton. So I managed to get through 6 months of the degree and was like, I can't do this for the next 5 years. So what am I going to do? So I took 6 months off to the complete disappointment of my dad. And I was there with my best friend and always going out. Everyone's always asking, where do we go? Can you get us in? What's open? Who's coming? The nightclub scene was especially just turning 18, it was like, what are we doing? How are we getting in? Where we want to go? Everyone wants to go to the best places.
Yeah.
And my friend made the suggestion of, why don't you get into PR and event management? It seems to be like everyone knows you for going here, or where can you get us in, or having the hookups. So literally it was a summer's day. We're come out of the pool and we had I remember there was the VTAC guide. Does that still happen?
I don't think so. I don't know though. Maybe
it was a course guide. So we're like, okay, let's look it up. And there was a public relations journalism degree at Deakin Geelong. And I loved the idea of PR at the time. Definitely loved the idea of journalism and having that as an option as well. I barrack for Geelong. How hard and how bad can it be to go to Geelong? Yeah. That sounds like what I want to do. So, I applied. I literally got a call the day of my application and I accepted. And that first day in class, I still remember it. I was like, that's the feeling that I wanted when I was studying. So I got into it from there and, have never looked back.
How do you think the PR game has changed since you first got into it, and are there any interesting stories that you can kind of tell on your journey what's happened with some of the things that have happened through your experience? Look,
PR is a very broad industry and term. And when I had initially started, it was almost the emerging career. it wasn't the cool career, but I guess the industry has changed.
Yeah.
So when I had completed my degree, PR was old school media. It was getting publicity and having a communication strategy for a cause, a project. It just so happens that I personally love the entertainment industry, live music, publicity. So I managed to get my foot in the door working at a nightclub actually. So, and that nightclub was Heat. That was my first job. And Heat at Crown, to be fair, was like the Studio 54 of Australia. So it was open 7 nights. The biggest celebrities in town were there. And then there was me, 19, 20 years old, just happy to hold a clipboard. And I used to idolize, like I would say, who was a big influence in the direction I took with my work. Antoinette, who is just old school PR and still is. And I was like, yep, that's what I want to do. I just want to be like Antoinette. And it was event management. It was making sure the right people were attending and then maximizing that into publicity. So back then it was faxing a media release. It was making sure the right editors and the right lifestyle and fashion editors, were attending and were looked after to get the favourable publicity. So if you had a big event, like for example, we'd have the Grand Prix after party or the Logies after party or the Brownlow after party. And like I remember we had Beck Judd attend in that famous red low-cut dress.
Yeah.
And you want to make sure that she's attending your event. You want to make sure that that photo is in the Herald Sun and that the venue gets a mention favourably. So it was that excitement and that buzz around it. And then you fast forward after Heat, I worked for Ed Hardy, the fashion label, where I was the national manager for Australia, New Zealand and the UK. And again, very celebrity product placement focused. And you'd want to be getting the right people wearing product on the right platforms. So it was awesome. You'd have anyone from, I was part of the Australian branch, but overseas you'd have Madonna rescuing orphans in Malawi, Michael Jackson out on his, first public appearance in years wearing Ed Hardy. So that was,
massive.
It was massive and obviously self-explanatory. But the internet came along. So it was just as important to get the right sort of influencers and people that had a presence online, to be wearing the product, to get your publicity that way, to attend your events, to say that they're in store or to say that they were at an event versus contacting the fashion editor of, the newspaper, so to speak. So it was the online emergence definitely changed the scope of publicity in particular, and then enter the reality industry of, like I remember in particular, relevant to Ed Hardy, Kim Kardashian was paid like $500 US to walk down the catwalk, wear a hat, have all the branding. It's all in the first series. If you go back and have a look, they're all decked out in it. And so I remember asking the marketing team, why would they choose that girl? And they said, we've got a feeling she's going to blow up. It's going to be great for the brand. And then like literally, I think within weeks, the sex tape bombed. And what was she photographed in every newspaper, every online blog? She was wearing the brand.
Yeah.
So,
do you think with all of social media now though, like the celebrities are, and even like the traditional celebrities, do you think they have much of an impact now on what people are buying when they're seeing it on them? And do you think they still have that influence?
I think they do. I mean, we just saw even
in that same way, just because social media is so available to people now. Whereas back then it was like you kind of had to open a magazine and see what they were wearing. Like it wasn't like readily available like every day.
I feel like more people are making an impact with, say, sales as really the influencers. They are influencing. So if you've got a great following and you look great and are relevant to us and appropriate to a suitable brand or product, the brands, I've seen tend to want to maximize that.
Yeah, and almost in the same token, like the celebrities are now going to influencers to promote
100%.
their products.
100%,
You
yeah.
know, like the Rare Beauty,
Yeah.
the like Rihanna's one as well. Like
Yeah.
it's all the makeup lines, the skincare lines, they're going to influencers
Yeah.
who you would say have less of a status than them, but they're obviously taking
Yeah.
over and proving that the sales is still happening.
Yeah,
and
and
the
equally as
influencers-
powerful in terms of that publicity. So it's
Yeah.
that online airtime. So like you'll see like perfect, like the Fenty Beauty, even when like Skims, Kylie
Yeah.
Cosmetics, like they have, you know, specific influencer type events. So, I mean, I have even seen it here where, yeah, you got the right personalities with the followers to maximize the announcement airtime, and we're all marketing puppets really, because that's how I see a lot of the things that I buy online.
Yeah, exactly.
Blah 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 was trying it, or she said it, blah blah. Not because she's said it and I need to go and get it, but I liked it.
That's just how
so,
you see it. You're introduced to it by that. How important do you think it is for like celebrities, even reality TV stars, to have publicity in terms of paying for it to maximize their profile? Do you think it's as important now, just because obviously back in the early 2000s, like you almost needed it so they could help you shape who you are, and they like celebrities needed the help from someone else more than they need it now?
Yep.
Do you think it's just as important?
Yeah,
or-
I think it's actually more important than ever, because you do need to have a strategy.
Yeah.
And there's so many things that can work against you that you aren't prepared for or can't control, or there's opinions. Everyone has an opinion about everything lately, and the golden word of having their own narrative. So unless you've got a thought out, paid for strategy in terms of your own PR and branding, you're a bit more in control and able to put out any fires as opposed to, going
What's something
blind.
that you've seen recently that you would find like a PR kind of fail and
PR
wasn't
fail.
handled like in the correct way, or could have been handled better?
PR fail, that's a good one. I wouldn't say PR fail, but like the recent Prince Harry and Princess Meghan, pardon me. Is she a princess? No, Duchess of Sussex.
Yeah.
Tour was a perfect example of, microphone, of how strategic and planned it was. So every minute's accounted for, every purpose has a visit. The cameras are there for the right moments.
Yeah.
But then regardless of all of that, the backlash is still there.
Yeah.
So again, what's the strategy there?
What do you think the new age PR stuff is like? You recently, I don't know if you've heard, but on TikTok there's this big, thing between new age media public figures, Alex Cooper and Alex Earl.
Yep.
It's almost like they've taken the reins in their own hands and making it so they're in control of it.
Yeah.
But obviously they have teams behind them.
Yep.
Do you think these teams would be encouraging the video that came out from Alex Cooper, like just straight up tell me what the problem is that you have with me?
Yep.
Do you think that there's someone behind that saying do this,
Yep.
or more so knowing that you have a background in it, would they be discouraging it?
Look, I think it depends on the personality. If you're online in that sense, you're going to maximize the airtime that you can get. It's in contrast to perhaps the royal family or corporates or a politician. They're not going to take like a Buckingham Palace approach of being silent, saying nothing and doing nothing. So I would be going with that there's a strategy there, because let's make the most of it.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times you go on TikTok and you see streamers on there, they're fighting, they're doing things to get clicks, they're doing things to get people to join the live, then they're encouraging people for that, like that interaction. So I think there is an element of playing the game.
Yeah. Do you think there's less control for PR teams now? Versus, like, did you feel like you had more control on
100%.
Not in a bad way, but do you
Yeah.
think you had more control on celebrities back
100%.
in the day than now? Because it's almost like back then they didn't have that, like I'm saying, like they didn't have that technology to just jump online and be like, this is what's actually happening.
Yep.
You had more of a say over what was
Of course. Like
going
I'm
on.
sure like all of my old bosses would love me saying this, that we had great relationships with a lot of high profile people, not just locally, but internationally, because they could party in some kind of privacy.
Yeah.
So now like a phone comes out when a footballer's out and he's not supposed to. Back in the day, like
No one knew
they're
that.
partying before, like, and still got mud on their boots. Like same goes for like, you know, the international artists. Like a rapper would come in town and there were no iPhones or people Snapchatting and all that sort of stuff. And I got plenty of stories to put lots of people on the front page of the paper for the next 6 months, but that wasn't there. So to an extent, there was a bit of control. Like you could choose what photo was going to be sent.
Yeah.
You could choose what story was going to be shared. Whereas now, like you could get, say for example, you have an incident and there's a massive, there's a celebrity who gets into a row with a guest. And what control do you have when they're being surrounded by people that are filming it?
Yeah.
Those people can go straight to the Daily Mail. Daily Mail can go straight to the hashtag or whatever it is online and contact them directly. So again, from a PR point of view, you better have some pretty good relationships with whoever's running the stories, because when it's out of your hands, it's out of your hands.
Do you think all PR is good PR? Like, what's your belief on that? Because they say that it is, but then there's so many mixed kind of opinions
There
on it.
is.
Like, how is it all good PR?
I'm a little bit like, I prefer positive PR, of course. If you've made a decision with a good intention and it's backfired, that's different.
Yeah.
But if you've intentionally, gone against the memo or one of my running sheets, and there's backlash, it's not really good PR, is it?
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Do you have any instances or know of anything where there's been a PR stunt, and how those kinds of things work behind the scene? If a celebrity comes to you and saying, I want to do this, it's a PR stunt, like it's not real.
Yep.
How do you handle that, and what's it like behind the scenes when someone does that?
Yep. I would say I'm always very honest and transparent. So I would definitely get an understanding of why they want to do that.
Yeah.
And if I feel it's something that could work, that's harmless, that's potentially you're going to be able to pull it off, go for it.
Yeah.
But if there's if there's any concern about a question of values, potentially ruining corporate relationships or branding, I would definitely advise against it.
Yeah.
I can't really think of an exact incident as a PR stunt, but I probably would prefer in my line of work to maximize maybe some theatre in an event to get the publicity.
Yeah.
So, for example, is it the outfit that's being worn? Is it how it's being worn? Is it like I remember once we had a fashion show in London and it was fabulous. A drag queen had come out and had a massive skirt. And then from underneath the skirt came out, 2 midget performers. And everyone just lost
incredible.
it. Yeah, it was just a wow moment. So I guess from a event stunt, that would be something that I'd always
but not
push
so much
for.
like a human kind of PR
Yeah, like
stunt.
a controversy. I can't say probably not one that I could talk about, but hey, an intentional collaboration at Coachella on the weekend. Madonna just casually joining Sabrina
I
Carpenter.
think that was incredible.
Yeah, very strategic. Singles coming out.
And you're bringing more people to, I guess she brings more people to her fan base.
Yeah.
You know, and you're putting two different generations together.
100%.
It's
it was,
smart.
I feel like it was equally beneficial. You've got the biggest pop star in the world, Sabrina Carpenter, versus arguably the biggest pop star ever.
Yeah.
And all strategic. She's like number one in maybe 40 countries the next day. The album's got a massive plug, nothing but headlines every day, and strategic and worked out. So that's the kind of stunt I'm all for, because it's thought out, strategy, success, and it's part of a bigger plan.
Do you think these are new, like the new celebrities, like I mean like Sabrina Carpenter or the younger generation though, are more putting these ideas to the PR teams now versus what it was like back then? Like them, the team giving ideas back then versus now? Like, do you think it's more of a collaboration or there's still...
No, I feel that like perhaps like the artists themselves are always looking for that creative collaboration. So, I mean, in music, in terms of music, like you'd have not, rocks in your head to not want to collab with one of your idols.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there's a personal connection there. She obviously saw the value in it.
They're not similar, but they're they're both pop stars.
Yeah.
They're very similar in not caring about what other people think and what type of lyrics they're putting out there, things like that. And obviously back in the day, Madonna was quite controversial. She wasn't just a normal, everyday pop star, just singing your normal songs.
I think it's important that you said that pop star, like it's pop music. So like Madonna like uses her platform and her art to communicate social issues, political issues, whatever it may be. But at the end of the day, she's a pop star. Yeah. And Sabrina Carpenter's the same. Like, I mean, her song is called Espresso. Hello? Yeah. Like, we're not here like saving the trees. Like, it's pop music.
There's not a lot of depth to it, but there is some songs where she brings that, and then some songs where it's very simply just a good feel song.
Yeah, it's emotional or it's heartfelt. So Espresso, like a virgin, express yourself, knock yourselves out. Like, you're going to enjoy it.
What did you think of Justin Bieber's set? And it's obviously caused a lot of discussion with what he was able to do without having managers and things like that. What did you think of his set?
I love seeing Justin Bieber. I love seeing Justin Bieber do what he should be doing. And I thought he was great. I love seeing Billie Eilish, lose it with him. Yeah. So that was a great moment too, because
it shows like obviously what started off like a parasocial relationship and then her obviously taking off. She's now like one of the biggest pop stars in the world as well. Yep. But she's still able to see him as,
still Justin Bieber.
This person that she's idolized for a long time. Yep. He obviously took a lot of time to come back into the industry.
Yep. I mean, at the same time, like Billie's experience, and I say Billie not like I know her, but she's experienced that level of fandom as well, being that huge, and especially online. She's the online generation.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was nice to see that almost respect, and interesting that, her path's been different.
Yeah, definitely. I think what helped with her is she had like a grounded, like a family that was really backing her, but also going on tours with her, not just leaving her on her own. I think that's super important. But even Justin's whole set wasn't a pop, sensation. It was a calming kind of environment.
Good vibes. I think the other thing too is like Justin Bieber is like one of those artists that controls the internet. Yeah. So when you've got a wife that he does with the power of their network, and they're flying in private jets or whatever it was to Coachella with like Kylie Jenner and
it's an insane world.
So collectively, those 10 in their little squad, they run the internet.
Yeah.
So good luck to them.
And I think it's important to know that so much things have changed even in the industry since when you've started. Yeah. What would you say to someone who's actively studying PR at the moment or going into the industry now? What would you say is the benefits of being in industry, and I guess the negative side of being in the industry as well, if there is a negative side?
I always encourage to find the part of the industry that you like. Mm-hmm. So, for example, entertainment, live music, the glitz and glamour of like the celeb stuff isn't for everyone. Make no mistake, sometimes it's not for me either, but I've loved it and my experience has enabled me to enjoy it. Yeah. So if you don't enjoy it, it's not for you. If you want to run the PR or event management or communications for like funeral directors or pet insurance, knock yourself out. If you love it, you're going to be fantastic at it. Yeah. So I think it's really important to find the industry that you want to get into to apply those PR principles to. What was your other question, Doll?
Would
Sorry.
you recommend going to study it? Like, is it
Yeah.
something that has to be studied, or do you think because there's some
Yeah.
places or some things like, necessarily don't have to go to school to
Yeah.
study acting and film or whatever.
Yep.
But do you think with PR, I mean, based on my experience, like I did entertainment journalism course and we had it in there. So I think it's important.
Yeah.
But do you think someone really needs to do it, or if you have a natural knack for it, you can almost
I feel like you've either got it or you don't. It's either you've got the personality for it or you don't. So I feel I can't say I've ever had a job where someone's asked me for my degree.
Yeah.
So in terms of my degree, I definitely have enjoyed using more like the journalism and practical side of things. It was also good to know what I don't like. So I remember we had this marketing unit and I was like, statistics, analysis, this and that. Yeah, no, this is why we're good. Which I couldn't wait for that unit to finish.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you've got to do it. It was a good time in like if you've come out of school to get into that uni routine, the socializing,
Yeah, and the independence.
Yeah, the independence of like learning to drive and getting a car and maybe traveling and studying. So, I don't think you can. I don't know. We live in the internet world now, so maybe someone with a gazillion followers is going to get a job before me that has X amount of experience. So, me personally, I don't regret going to uni. At the time, it was sort of what was sort of socially expected to.
Life has changed now, so there's so many different avenues and ways you can get into things. And I think in Australia, like there's certain degrees that obviously you need to have, and then there's also certain degrees that things that you want to do that you don't necessarily need to. Yeah. But if you want to, it's there. And you can it's maybe more of a like controlled environment to really learn how to kind of adapt the skills.
Of course. And you also
life.
do meet incredible professionals, teachers, lecturers, whatever it might be, that can give you some advice. And it might be the penny dropping saying, yep, that's what I want to do, or that's what I don't want to do.
Exactly.
So I even remember with my degree, you could do an internship. Now, I had a couple of friends and other students that were at BHP and RMIT and Ford and all these great corporate brands that they wanted to get into corporate. So it was they eventually got employed. There was a couple that eventually got employed. So they got their foot in the door that way, which again, once you get your foot in the door, that's an opportunity for you. Yeah. So I did my internship at Heat Nightclub. And
I love it.
I had friends that were, making coffees for a boardroom of 30 men. And I was working on the Grand Prix after party with Michael Schumacher.
I love it.
So I was kind of like, this is what I want to do. Yeah. So it worked out well.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
It's very interesting to learn about the PR industry, which is awesome.
It's been a nice chat and a good opportunity to reflect.
Thank you. Thank you. Hey, George. Thank you so much for coming on Let Me Talk podcast today.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
I feel like I'm sitting in front of royalty, not going to lie. The Greek-Italian community, I feel like you know it. You're pretty much a royal figure.
Even Nicole calls me the king and... But yeah, I'm just a normal guy.
How are you? How's your day been?
Great. What a beautiful day in Melbourne.
I know.
I thought we were going downhill. I thought we'd hit winter, but we're back.
I know. We're back to
sunshine.
Spring. Like, I don't know. It feels like spring at the moment.
Yeah. No, I thought we were gone. I thought it was going to be raining from now on.
Crazy.
Until our bingo day.
Yeah.
But the weather's beautiful. Makes you happy, doesn't it?
It does. It does. My first thing that I do on the podcast with my actors is I do a little bit of a rapid fire.
Yep.
Who's your favorite entertainer and why? I mean,
all-time favorite.
All-time favorite?
Or idol.
Idol, all-time favorite, or at the moment.
All right, let me go through a few different categories. so I guess my favorite comedian ever, Robin Williams.
Love it.
Okay. My favorite band, the Beatles. My favourite football team, Richmond Tigers, even though we're last.
That's okay. I'm Carlton. We're not any better.
Yeah. Favourite soccer team, Arsenal. Favourite Greek soccer team, Panathinaikos.
I love it.
Have I missed anyone?
Nah, you're good. I feel like we've got it.
Favourite movie star at the moment?
Movie star. Robert De Niro. I feel like you're a Robert De Niro.
Yeah, I liked Robert De Niro. Yeah. No, I couldn't tell you their names.
Yeah.
I don't watch movies anymore. Remember how we used to watch movies all the time?
Yeah. But
Kind of, it's a thing of the past now. I guess Netflix has taken over. And
what's like something that you're watching at the moment that you love?
so, what was the last thing I watched? Oh yeah, my favorite, White Lotus.
Oh, yeah.
Was my favorite last
That's
thing.
good. Is that something you'd ever want to be in? Like, I feel like because you're a comedian, you think that would be so much
I'd love
fun
to be in that.
to do something
Because it's kind
completely
of funny in
opposite.
some senses, but it's just full on. And my brother kept on saying, you got to see White Lotus. Yeah, right. White Lotus. You got to see it. So eventually I saw it and I was hooked. After I got through halfway through the first episode and then it's so slow. This is boring. And then I got hooked.
Yeah.
And then I can't wait for the new series. Yeah. I want to start watching Euphoria.
Oh,
Because there's just been so much hype at the moment.
it's
Never
good.
really been interested,
It's intense.
but I
though.
need something, and there's nothing out there for me
Yeah.
at the moment.
You could. I reckon
So I'm
you
going
would
to start.
enjoy it,
I'm
but
going to
it's
start.
very
I'm going to
intense.
start tonight.
Yeah, start tonight. HBO Max.
Euphoria. Yeah,
But I
HBO.
reckon if you haven't watched The Pit, The Pit is actually really good.
The Pit.
Yeah.
What's The Pit?
It's basically like a medical drama.
Yeah.
You know Noah Wiley, the actor that was in ER?
No.
No,
Is it
he's
like
in
House?
it. It's really good.
Is it like House?
No, nah.
Yeah, I
it's
don't
much
think
more.
I
It's
don't
like
think I love
quite
medical
serious.
dramas.
It's much more serious.
My favorite, my last favorite thing that I saw on streaming was, have you seen Mikey, Nick and Allison?
No,
You haven't seen that?
no.
It's a movie, but I think it's on Netflix. It's great.
Got to watch it.
That was pretty good.
Do you like? Are you into Australian?
Actually, sorry, it was
Cinema?
on Disney. And also there's this show called Disney, a film called Disney.
Really?
And it's called Pizza on Disney as well. Or the Pizza movie or Pizza. Yeah. And it's with the guy, you know, the funny guy from Stranger Things, the
Oh yeah,
with the
yeah.
curly hair.
The one, yeah.
Yeah. And it's very funny. It's great.
I love it. What's your thoughts on like? Do you prefer to watch blockbuster movies or more indie films?
Oh, look, I'm a superhero fan, so
Yeah.
we watch all the Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Of course. And I'm a Star Wars fan, so I watch all the Star Wars. Apparently they're doing a new Mandalorian. Found out today.
Really?
I love Mandalorian.
You love it.
Yeah.
Australia does
Yeah.
good independent cinema though.
But I like watching, you know, serious movies too. you
Yeah.
know.
What's
Someone
your
said the other
ultimate
day,
role,
what was the movie that made you cry the most?
Yeah.
And I was going to ring up the radio station and say, Silver Linings Playbook.
That's a good movie.
I think that's one. I was sitting in a plane and crying.
Yeah. It's definitely an emotional film.
Yeah.
What's your dream role? Like if you were to choose something now?
So the reason I mentioned Robin Williams is he was a comedian who,
Yeah.
in the end, played some serious parts. So I like playing serious roles as well as comic roles.
Yeah.
And there was, I recently did Saturday Night Fever, the musical, and I had to play a serious role in it. So that was a bit of a challenge.
Do you feel like it requires more discipline than comedy? Because I feel like
not
once
discipline,
you do
motivation.
motivation.
It requires motivation. You need to think why you're feeling that way, why you're acting that way, what your past is, where you've come from, why you're like that, why you're treating the people around you the way you're treating them.
Whereas comedy is more, I guess, technical. Like you have to hit the.
And comedy's the same. Comedy is basically acting. You know, you're not. So when you take on a comedic role as an actor, you're not trying to be funny.
Yeah, exactly.
You're just a funny character.
Definitely.
You're just as serious about life as the serious character, but you're just funny.
Yeah.
Or funny things happen to you, or you're in the wrong situation at the wrong time.
When are you most inspired?
No, something will happen from experience, maybe.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get inspired by failing. Sometimes you fail something, or you get criticised for something. You go, "Oh, I'll show you.
Yeah.
I'll come back better." So if our bingo night doesn't work the first time, the second one's going to be fabulous.
No, it will work. It will work. I guess.
But we are excited. The adrenaline's pumping.
Love it.
And I'm already doing research. Like I was working on a cruise ship and I went to my first bingo night. And it was
Trying to figure
fantastic.
it
And I
out.
was addicted straight away. I had a pen, my own marker, and you mark off the numbers.
I love it.
And then I went, I'm coming tomorrow. I'm going to come and I'm going to get the jackpot. But I had a show on, so I couldn't come to the last one. I wish I'd gone earlier. But the next cruise I do,
Yeah.
first night I'll be
First
there.
night. Okay, going into your career, what made you want to be an actor, stand-up comedian? Like, coming from a Greek culture, Greek background, that's not the easiest. So back in, the 80s, I guess it was just as hard than it is now to tell your parents, hey, I want to be an actor, I want to be in the entertainment industry.
Well, I was always an actor.
Yeah.
So from the word go.
Yeah.
So you know how there's natural born athletes and there's natural born very intelligent people, and there's, I was just natural at performing.
Yeah.
So I didn't even want to be an actor. Like growing up, I was a big fan of the Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
So I want to be an architect because I used to like drawing. So,
yeah.
the dad was an architect. So I thought, I grow up, I want to be an architect too, draw for a living. But I was really good at acting. So whether I was putting on a play or showing off in front of the class or getting thrown out of the classroom for being a class clown, that came naturally to me. I always had a band at school. I was always in the musical or doing my own productions just for fun.
Yeah.
Just grabbing my mates who were a bit awkward.
Was it always encouraged by your parents though, or did they try
my
to
dad was a
steer
bit of a
you
comedian.
away?
He loved film, and even though he was a printer by trade, he loved film and photography. So, and he was a great joke. He was the guy at the party that used to say all the jokes.
I love it.
So I guess I got that from him.
Yeah.
So it came natural for me to be a performer. Like normally, one-to-one, I'm very shy. I'm a very shy person. As soon as I hit the stage, I change my persona.
Yeah, wow.
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Do you just find that an alternate ego
I just
to get you there?
feed off an audience.
Yeah.
In fact, I get more nervous doing comedy in front of a small crowd than a big crowd.
Yeah.
If it's a big crowd, it's easy.
What was your first experience like performing in front of
a crowd?
In front of a crowd.
Primary school.
Yeah. I mean, maybe your first paid gig. What was that like?
My first paid gig. I'll tell you my first experience. I was 6 and we were in Greece. We went to Greece for Christmas with my mother and my uncle, and I refused to speak English for the whole trip. I was like a method actor.
That's amazing. I love that.
I refused to speak English. I only spoke Greek, and we were on a train and we were travelling from maybe Kalamata to Katerini or Katerini to Kalamata, north or south. And I remember it like a black and white movie, and I'm sitting in the middle of a carriage and there's people all around me and I'm just being funny.
Yeah.
And I must have been 6.
And you're just thriving
and it was just
off it.
a natural thing for me.
Yeah.
And then again, later at school,
How did you know the method of jokes and getting a reaction? Did you go anywhere to learn it, or did it just come? You just started writing.
Came naturally.
Yeah.
I studied drama.
Yeah.
And at school, I did drama as a subject. I even did Year 12 drama before it was an actual Year 12 subject.
Yeah.
But I was passionate about it. It was my thing.
Yeah.
And my parents realised. I had one chat with my dad, and he said, "You know what? Maybe have you thought about maybe being an accountant or something like that, or a teacher, or instead of, doing that for a living?" And so he always questioned that, even when I went to drama school, because it was a drama teacher's course.
Yeah.
It was a Bachelor of Education.
Okay.
We had that chat a few times, but in the end, when finally I started making money out of it and being on TV, he became like my publicist.
I love that.
He was handing out business
because
cards.
He could see that it was working out.
Yeah.
Were you ever fearful of it, or did you always have that strong belief in yourself?
I think I was too young to be fearful. He was fearful for me.
Yeah.
Because he couldn't see. And if my kids came up to me and said, "Dad, you know what? We want to be actors too," I say, "Don't be stupid. Get a real job," But I think he was just worried there's no security in performing or acting,
How did Acropolis Now come about? how did you form that team to create Acropolis now?
So that's a long story. So basically when I started so I was at drama school and I met up with a friend of mine, Simon Palomares, who was Ricky, Acropolis now. So Simon and I said, hey, you want to do stand-up together? And I'd never been to a stand-up show.
Yeah, wow.
And I said, all right, well, we went to La Joke, to this place where they did comedy. And I was blown away. Wow, this is amazing. So I played guitar.
Yeah.
So we did a double act where he was the singer and I was the guitarist, and we were telling jokes. Okay, a bit like Jerry Lewis and Dean Martin.
Yeah,
that
that's
sort
cool.
of a vibe.
That's cool.
And then we did a couple of tryouts at La Joke. And all of a sudden someone came up to us and said, you're fantastic. Can you do a 2-hour show at our comedy cafe
Wow.
in Brunswick?
2 hours.
A 2-hour show.
That's long.
So we had to come up with a 2-hour show.
Oh my God.
And the stuff that we talked about was stuff that made us laugh, you know, which was kind of ethnic humour. But we didn't know it was ethnic humour at the time. So we got reviewed by the Age, and the reviewer said, ethnic comedy arrives at last in Melbourne.
Oh my God.
We called ourselves the Tibaldi Brothers. We named ourselves after a salami that gave everybody salmonella poisoning. we changed the spelling so we wouldn't get sued. Anyway, so we were the Tibaldi Brothers. And then we got on TV and we got famous all around Australia. We went on Star Search, which was like a talent show. And
was this all fairly quickly, or was it?
Really quickly, yeah.
Really quick.
And then from that, we got an agent. I got an acting agent. She got me the part in The Flying Doctors.
Yeah.
So I was working for Crawford's in a show called Flying Doctors, which was famous all around the world, not only in Australia.
Yeah.
So I was with Crawford's. At the same time, Simon met up with Nick Giannopoulos. He used to follow us around everywhere. He and Mary Koustas used to come to all our shows.
That's hilarious.
They were like groupies.
I love it. Yeah. They're like your groupies, and then
checking us out. And then Nick said to us, hey, can we work together? I've got an idea for a show. You know, is Wogs out of work? Because we're all Wogs out of work. And I said to him, well, I'm working now, so I'm not out of work. Anyway.
You're in work.
He got the last laugh because he and Simon went off and did Wogs out of work with a girl called Maria Portesi, an Italian girl. And that just took off.
Yeah, wow.
And I couldn't do the show because I was doing The Flying Doctors. So
yeah.
But then I came back later and filled in when someone couldn't do something. I'd be like the super sub. And then same with Mary Koustas, who played Effie. She filled in for Maria Portesi because Maria didn't get along with the boys in the end, and then they kind of broke up, and then so Mary filled in for her. So they were doing all that. I was at Crawford's doing my thing. The guy that ran Crawford's was a guy called Hector Crawford, and he went to see Wogs Out of Work, which at the time was doing shows at the Athenaeum Theatre, 800 people a night.
Yeah, I think I went with my parents to watch something once.
They might have
of
watched
you guys,
it.
But I
this is like 86.
Yeah, well, no,
87.
like I'm talking like early 2000s. You guys did something at like the arts center do you know on Bell Street? There's an art center on Bell Street.
Yeah.
I think there was something there. I'm not too sure
Maybe
if it was you as well, but I can't remember exactly.
It might have been something else, but similar.
Yeah.
But that was the original, what was happening, the original kind of.
Yeah.
So they were doing their show, and this guy, Hector Crawford, that was producing The Flying Doctors, saw the show. He didn't understand what the show was about, but he saw that there was 800 people there laughing their heads off. He goes, look, I don't know what they're laughing about, but let's give them a TV show.
Wow.
So then, because it was Crawford's, my producer at Crawford's came up to me and said, hey, you know those guys from Wogs Out of Work, don't you? You're good mates. I go, yeah. He goes, you guys want to put a TV show together, an idea, and then we'll produce it.
That's
which
incredible.
Wouldn't happen ever.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen ever.
I don't feel like it happens now at all too.
And they said, we wanted you to do like a sketch show, like the Comedy Company, which was a sketch show at the time, with Con the Fruiterer. Do you remember Con the Fruiterer?
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
yes.
So that show, can you do an ethnic version of, the whole show? And we said, how about a sitcom like Happy Days or Cheers or... And they went, yeah, okay. right? Go, you write it and we'll produce it. And we go, us? You want us to write a TV show? We don't. We just started out, and how are we going to
Have
write
no
it?
idea, yeah.
He goes, don't worry, I'll give you the best writer, which was Andrew Knight, who was the best writer at the time, and he was our story editor.
Was he like taking what you were saying to him and then writing
Yeah, he
it
was
in
like
the
the
proper
coach, and we
form?
were like
Yeah.
the players.
Yeah.
So we'd say, oh, why don't we do this and why don't we do that about a cafe, blah, blah, blah. And we wrote it all up together, and then we got Channel 7 to have a look at it, and they loved the idea, and off we went.
What were your expectations on it though? Did you think it would take off? Like, did you have a feeling it was going
We
to
didn't
take
know-
off,
we
or you
didn't
just
know
had
what
no
to
idea?
expect.
Yeah.
We thought it was amazing. Whatever was happening, we were lucky.
Yeah. It's made a lasting impact though. Like, there's TikTok clips going around as well of it, which is
And that
insane.
was 35 plus years ago.
Yeah, and people being introduced to it now though. There's
Yeah.
a lot of people.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
But I still sell the box sets. I've got,
Yeah.
I get the box sets and I sell them at all the shows. People still buy them.
It's insane.
People call me or, message me online. You got any box sets? We can't get this show anywhere.
Do you feel like you were essentially the stepping stone for all these other new comedy acts coming now, like Sushi
Before us, there was
Mango,
a
Super
few.
Wog?
Yeah, before us, there were a few things.
Mm.
There was Kingswood Country, which had Lex Marinos in it, and
Oh,
he
yeah.
played the Wog character.
Yeah.
It was like an Italian guy. I think he was Italian. Even though he's Greek, I think he played an Italian guy who was dating the Aussie guy's daughter.
Yeah.
And then there was another show, I think it was called All in the Family or something, which was about an Italian family in Sydney, but that didn't quite take off.
Mm.
And then there was Joe Dolce singing, "What's the matter, you? Hey." Shut up, your face.
Yeah.
And then there was Vince Sorrenti, who was a great stand-up comedian from Sydney, who was doing kind of and we idolised Vince Sorrenti.
Yeah.
We used to follow him around, check out what he was doing. And he had some like ethnic characters. But I think we were the first that actually hit the mainstream.
Yeah. I feel like yours is where everyone
Yeah.
kind of
And when I
started
talk to
get know
guys
the
from
culture.
Sushi Mango or Super Wog or even Fat Pizza, they were all fans of the show.
Yeah.
Like, I met the boys from Super Wog the other day, and they were real fans.
Mm.
They were really excited to talk to me.
I mean, you allowed them to have what they have now. I feel like
Yeah, like they were all
guys,
inspired. Even Joe
Yeah.
Vardy, the comedian, they all loved the show.
Mm.
Rob Shahady from Fat Pizza, Tahir, they were all big fans of the show.
It's
So it was, I guess they were inspired by the show. Not that we were there to,
I think you just set the
be up
standard
ourselves
of,
or whatever. We
No.
we're just making a living in the end.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it seemed like you set the standard of, and you made it interesting for people to want to know what it's like to live in an ethnic household or be a part of the ethnic culture.
Yeah, it was important at the time. The way people feel about the Sudanese now and about the Persians and all, machetes and blah, blah, blah. That was the Greek and Italians of then.
Yeah,
People didn't trust them. The Aussies didn't trust them.
which is insane because you don't
know?
think we went through
Yeah.
a lot, but we actually
But then
did.
along came a show where all the characters were lovely and charming and funny and happy.
Yeah,
And they went, actually, they're not that bad, Greeks and Italians.
yeah.
Or we got next door neighbours and they're lovely. We get beautiful food from them and blah, blah, blah. They invite us over. And so we had a bad reputation then.
Yeah,
We were being called wogs, go home, wog, go back to where you come from.
which is
And all of a sudden,
it's crazy.
now in 2026, we're not wogs anymore. We're white.
Yeah.
Used to be olive, now we're white.
You're
We're considered white.
Do you have any stories of, like, I don't know, someone you've met that's kind of you've helped them, they've let you know that you've helped them kind of be in this industry?
So
And
many stories.
Yeah.
So many stories.
how does it make you
the
feel?
other day I met Eloise Eftos. Have you've heard of Eloise?
No.
She calls herself the most attractive comedian. She's a Greek girl,
Yeah.
but she has this sexy image.
I love
The
that.
most
It's funny.
attractive comedian in Australia, she calls herself.
Yeah.
And we turned up to the Adelaide Fringe Festival, myself and James Liotta, because we're touring with the show at the moment. And the guy comes up to us, he goes, "Hey, you want to go see Effie or you want to go see Eloise Eftos?" I went, "No, I want to see Eloise Eftos because I don't know what she's on about, you know.
Yeah.
I want to check out." So I went and she was great and she was very confronting as well. But towards the end of this, she goes, "Oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing the show too. My, biggest idols are in the audience and I'm a little bit nervous." And I went, "Wow." She's talking about us.
How
And
are
she
you
was
shocked
so-
by that though? Like you're literally,
Huh?
how are you shocked by that when someone says that?
I didn't even expect it. But she really wanted to see us after the show just to say hello.
Yeah.
Like she was really excited, which was flattering.
Well, I mean,
'Cause
it's
she was so
incredible.
good.
Like to have that reputation still
Yeah.
after so many years.
Yeah.
And you're still doing it. I watched one of your shows. My friend was a student at one of the Melbourne like stand-up comedy schools.
Yeah.
And then you came in and you did a
Oh, that's right.
show after it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think stand-up comedy is such an incredible thing if you can do it, if you can pull it off
Yeah.
and you can get up on stage and just be raw and authentically yourself, because if you don't get
That's
laughs, it can be terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah. it is.
What would you say to someone, I guess, who's wanting to do it, is fearful of doing it?
Try that.
Yeah.
You know, if anything, try it. Because it's not much of a risk. You just get up at a mic and try it out. And if you're good at it, you can keep doing it and then earn some money out of doing it.
Yeah.
But doing a film or doing theatre or doing that starts getting expensive, costing money and all that sort of thing.
Definitely. Do you prefer comedy or do you actually prefer drama?
Well, I like to mix it up.
Yeah.
Doing just one thing just bores me. So if I'm doing too much comedy, I'd like to stop that and do some music or do TV or a musical theatre show or a theatre production. So at the moment I'm doing a comedy show, which is Nonna and Yaya live on stage, which is funny.
I love the
characters.
name. I love it.
And at the same time, we're rehearsing The Life of Byron, which is a play we wrote about a guy who has to put his mum into an old people's home.
Oh, God.
So it's serious and funny.
Yeah. Such a mix of
At the same time.
yeah.
And at the same time, I'm doing Bingo with Nicole.
I love it. Come in. Join us. Bingo.
So it's like, it's good because it's different things.
Yeah. It's a mix of
Yeah.
comedy, drama, and a bit of entertainment.
Yeah.
So how did you guys meet?
So I remember I was doing a show called Rockstar and Nicole had a shop, an Ed Hardy shop.
That was one of
Right.
the things.
Oh, wow,
yeah.
we're going
yeah,
way
so
back.
we go to Ed Hardy days.
Ed
Yeah,
Hardy
wow,
days.
okay.
Yep.
And there's one in where I live in Doncaster, shopping town. There was this guitar and I said to Nicole, I just walked in, I said, "Love that guitar. That'd be perfect for my show. Can I borrow it when you're done with it?" Because it was part of her display.
Yeah.
She goes, "You can have it." So you gave me a
Oh,
guitar.
it's George Kapiniaris. And actually, come
Yeah.
to think of it, the timing's right. That was before I thought we met. Because then I later interviewed you when Christine and I had the radio show on 3XY.
Yeah, that was
So
later.
that was after it.
No,
And
I
in my
knew
brain-
you well. By that stage,
Yeah.
I knew you well.
Yeah, well, you got a guitar out of me.
So was that the first time?
There's a guitar. I think it was, yeah. I mean, there were times where actually, I'll jog your memory here, George. When I used to work at Heat that I mentioned, when we had a chat, Zoe, George would come in after shows at Crown. And George is like coming into Heat. Was like, "Don't worry about Tom Jones. George Kapiniaris is here." So I'd be like embarrassing myself, like unleashing Acropolis Now.
Well,
lines.
yeah, I mean, royalty.
Yeah,
It's
Gee, I
great
wish I'd known
royalty.
it was that famous.
Yeah, I had my wrist. I actually broke my wrist and I
Really?
went to work and I had this pink thing and like a graffiti thing and I had George sign it. There's a fun one for you.
Really?
I was like,
Yard-
"Mum,
like-
Mimo signed my arm." I thought
You
I
are
made
to
it.
us. Like, I feel like as an actor myself, if you guys hadn't set that precedent that this is able to make money, you can make money from this industry, a lot of us wouldn't be doing what we're doing. Like, there'd be a lot more difficult conversations. Like, my parents never had a problem with me doing what I want to do.
Yeah.
But there's so many
From that
people-
point of view, I think it was good that I was doing what I was doing. You know,
Yeah.
even being in the Flying Doctors and being, because originally in Flying Doctors they wanted me to be an Italian,
Yeah.
Dominic,
And you're like, no.
and I said, well, I'm Greek, so I should be Dimitri, like Dimitri Joannidis, DJ, instead
Yeah.
of Dominic Justino, DJ, and then I can put more of myself into that part.
Yeah, exactly.
So I became Demetrius Joannidis. And then I get a part in Acropolis Now and I call myself Mimo, right? And Dominic in Italian for short is Mimo.
Oh my God.
Wow,
I
there you
didn't
go.
know
So it was
that.
meant to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I just think, being an ethnic in those days, because there wasn't many of us, it was all Kylie and Jason's, you know.
Yeah, all the
Literally.
neighbours actors.
Literally.
Literally.
You know, for an ethnic character to be in there, it was like, what? So it was actually, I think it was good. It was me helping
definitely.
the rest of, you know, the ethnic
I
actor
think so.
community.
Because I don't think like Superwog would have gotten away with like what they've come up with, or even Sushi Mango now. Like it's all, you guys have helped them kind of take their shine and go on and do what they do, which is amazing.
And those guys have reinvented it, because for what we set it up
Yeah.
and it was popular, but then it was like criticised. Oh, wog humour. Everyone's over wog humour. No one wants to listen to those sorts of jokes anymore.
Yeah.
And then eventually they discovered social media and how to promote themselves on social media. And then they took that, whatever we set up, and went the next level up.
Yeah. Yeah. Just reaching
Fat Pizza
more
did
audience.
it.
But yeah.
The Fat Pizza show sort of did it, but it was more kind of had more of that Lebanese Sydney vibe to it. You know, that rapper sort
Yeah.
of kind of wog.
It was more like what's happening in like like Broadmeadows kind of areas.
It was kind of that feel. But then, and then Super Wog was kind of like, it had sort of that ethnic thing, but it also had the kind of the Lebo thing
Yeah.
too.
Which allowed their culture to be spotlighted too.
Yeah.
Because it's very
But
different.
then Sushi Mango
similar,
were
yeah.
purely
Italian.
old-fashioned wog jokes.
Yeah. And wogs.
But on social media.
and
so,
they've taken it like to the next extreme, which is really.
So it was introduced back into the community
and I think
and they
people
took
still
off.
love it. Like there's people that are still discovering what our culture is, and there's I think there's a lot more people interested in even like Orthodox Easter now because of all that stuff.
Well, there's more information available. I think
Yeah.
everyone's looking for that identity. I'm black, I'm white, I'm pink, I'm rainbow, I'm Greek, I'm Orthodox. So I think everyone sort of likes
we're all
that.
proud of where we come from.
Yeah.
But back when I was growing up, you didn't walk close to your parents because you didn't want to be thought of as being Greek or Italian.
yeah,
You were embarrassed. So you'd walk 15 metres ahead or 15 metres behind
yeah,
because you didn't want to be pointed at. Oh, you're a wog. These parents just walking with your parents. How
Insane.
embarrassing.
but it's funny that you're like I was starstruck because you'd think
100%.
because even at like the Logie, like you were saying before, like you had the Logie after
Yeah.
parties and stuff. All of these other people would have been like starstruck on, you know, who at the time, like Kylie Minogue or like
Well,
Jason
at the time,
Donovan or
especially
something
at
like
Crown,
that, and then you were like,
when Crown opened, it was a big thing. So
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
going to assume that George was doing shows probably at the showroom and then standard after the
Yeah,
showroom.
we did the Mercury Lounge.
Yeah.
And we did the Odeon.
I think you did. Did you do Il Divo? Was that you?
We did Il Divo.
Il Divo. Yeah, that was you.
yeah,
so
the
that would I
yeah.
remember because it was
With
like,
that, yeah.
and then like
Yeah.
I'd see that like they'd be there behind the bar in the cocktail bar, and then you mentioned
That was
Simon.
2007.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, is that Mimo and Ricky at my work? I'm going to go get them drink cards. So
Love
of
that.
course, like I grew up with, watching George and Simon and all of the Acropolis Now crew. So for
Yeah,
me,
so even Nick was there all the time, and
Yeah.
we were always going to the Crown, and but I was working. I was working with the bands too, so I was actually there working all the time.
yep.
I wasn't
and you
just
still have a
going,
relationship with all that whole cast.
no,
No.
no one talks to anybody. Everyone's gone off
Is that a
their
Greek
own.
thing?
No, they still
Everyone's gone off
Dramas?
their own way.
Yeah, doing their
No,
own things.
no, are you being serious or are you just joking?
No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
What?
Do we have to?
Even Simon, who I started off with, basically grew up with, whatever. I haven't seen him. I've talked to him online,
That's insane.
but I haven't seen him eyeball to eyeball since before the pandemic.
And same with Nick and
And with Nick and Mary,
Mary, yeah.
I haven't talked to them for 35 years.
That's insane. Do you hate that, or you're just like,
No, people just do their own thing
yeah?
and protect their own brand or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever
That's
is.
such an Australian thing, though.
Whatever that is.
It is a bit of an Australian gate.
Well,
we have a bit
yeah.
of a
It's a
gatekeep
shame.
problem.
It's a shame. It's disappointing.
I think it's a
you know.
shame. Like,
I think so too.
You know, where we could have been celebrating. And I keep saying to people, you know, at the same time, you had the people from D-Generation and Working Dog, that group, who stuck together, who did films and did things all together, and they're still doing, you know, what's that show? Have You Been Paying Attention?
Yeah.
And the panel shows and the movies, The Dish and The Castle. They're still working together, still strong as.
Yeah.
Whereas we capitulated. We just...
That's crazy. Do you think people
But it's
just...
the WOG thing, isn't it?
I
You
think
know?
it's the log thing.
I
It's
think
like
it is,
Greek
but
opens
it's
a fish and chip
also...
shop.
Yep.
Another Greek opens a fish and chip shop next to him
Yep.
to stuff him up, take away his business.
Yeah.
Where those two Greeks should get together and make
Yeah.
one big fish and chip shop.
I do feel. I
I think it's Australian though, across
Yeah.
a little bit in the entertainment industry, because there's people, it's like, if you have a friend you've known for ages, they get on, example, they get on Home and Away or something like that, that person will unfollow everyone they've once known because they just think they're better than everyone
Yeah.
now. And I don't necessarily like that, but when I lived in LA, the culture's different. It's like people are in Hollywood and they want to help you get to where they are.
Collaborate.
Well, you're all on
and
the
that
same
stuff.
page. It's that
Yeah.
creative vibe. I
Yeah.
think, to be fair though, just to mention, like, I work pretty actively in the Greek community and scene. So while there is that element of haterade on special and not supporting each other, there's also the big element, as George would know, that everyone gets behind you too. So
Yeah.
I
But
guess-
then
There's two
other
sides to it,
examples.
definitely.
Like at the moment we're working with the Greek Centre and they don't know us anything, but they've been right behind us support with the Byron show, and which I'm doing with my friend Tony Nikolakopoulos, who was
He's
Steve
great.
Manek. Steve Manek.
Yeah.
So, and they've given us so much for nothing. They're even now producing the show.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah, and they don't have to. They're busy enough as it is.
Yeah.
But it's like, why not keep the community that you have? Why not be actively, encouraging each other, being a part of like the projects? Because that's how you all began. Like, no one was better than anyone when it first started, and no one is better than anyone right now either.
But that's the Greek thing and the Greek spirit too.
Yeah.
So like wanting to collaborate, wanting to be passionate and enjoy things and celebrate.
Because as much
things.
as there's
So-
like, even out in my generation, as much as there's like way more Greek actors and Italian actors now, there's still not as many as we think in the new generation. And there's still people that are copying flack for being actors. So if you're not going to support someone who's trying to be an actor and be
look,
in their
there's-
thing for free or whatever, then I just think, come on, like,
There's young performers also that go, that old comedian, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to do that sort of material. That's not good enough anymore. And I've gone off at a few people saying, hey, we're in this together.
yeah.
And I would never say that about Bert Newton or Graham Kennedy or, we're in the same. You don't hang shit on other people. You just do what you want to do and be really good at it,
Exactly.
but support everybody around you.
Yeah.
I was really flattered by Eloise that day because she was just so happy for me to be at her show,
Yeah.
and her comedy is totally different to what I do. She doesn't even refer to herself as being Greek. There's probably a couple of sections in her show where she talks about it. Yet she was really, really happy to have me in the audience.
how good's that?
And that's
I was
sometimes,
wrapped.
like,
I was
the
wrapped. I went,
best
thank
thing.
you. That makes me feel good.
Yeah. And it's the best thing because you know that you've made somewhat of an impact on someone that had essentially a parasocial relationship with you.
Same with
Like,
Nicole, asking me to do this. A young person is asking me
Young.
to do. Well,
Oh, young.
aren't you?
Yeah, you are young.
Yeah. Well,
You're so
Younger than me,
young.
younger than
take
me.
it.
But wow, yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
That's great.
It's amazing that you are doing this, and it just shows like you don't have a big ego to not join in on a bingo night
Yeah.
and help and bring the culture together.
I'd rather do that than do something which is kind of like, I don't know, dirty or smutty or disgusting or something like that. But fun is good. Fun is always, singing in a band or doing something fun like this, an event. There's lots of fun. I'd rather do this than a corporate night where you have to, suck up to some bank or,
Yeah, exactly.
food company and they don't even want to have you there, but they have to have you there because someone said, it'd be good to get a comedian, but they don't want to laugh because they don't want to be embarrassed in front of the boss.
Yeah.
I'd rather do this.
Exactly.
And-
What's
and-
the
and-
night? What's the plan of the night? Like, what are we?
Well, it's actually an
What are we in
afternoon.
for?
So
Yep.
that's really cool for us. I think it's a 4 p.m. till 7 p.m. time slot. So Sunday afternoon is going to be a Greek celebration. I mean, I used to go to bingo with my year. So school holidays, she used to take me to the Greek club and, it was like, we love to be competitive. So I've got to win that bingo. So that's where life has become for a lot of us. Like it's a Sunday afternoon day out. So it'd be Greek music.
Well, the other thing is now as people, what do? We just sit on our phones for the whole of Sunday because there's nothing to do. Yeah. And we just become mindless robots, on the phone. Get out of the house, do something.
Yep.
Definitely.
And this is fun, I guess, you have to pay to be a part of it.
Of course.
But
it's an experience. It's
Yeah,
something
it's an
different.
it's not that
experience
much
of
money.
fun.
It's not
No,
like
it's
you're
not like
blowing a budget and you can win.
$100,
You're
relax.
actually, it's like being
Yeah.
a raffle or, but it's just the fun of getting out there and just, letting loose.
I mean, personally as well for a Sunday afternoon, I think it's cool. Like someone like George, if he wasn't part of the event, he could come with the family. The kids could come. Hear some Greek music. And Greek music and the banter is a big part of our culture as well. So, I mean, it is called Bingo Hellas. So it is very patriotic and Greek.
Yeah.
So again,
We'll
it's
give
like,
it a Greek vibe, definitely.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. When is it?
it's Sunday, May 24th at the Matthew Flinders Hotel in Chadstone. There's some tickets left on Try Booking, of course, hosted by George Kapiniaris. Like I'm still low key, fangirling that I'm on a flight with George Kapiniaris. Showed my mum and I was like, I think I'm getting famous now.
The
you got to
best
do all the
MC.
hard work because you know how to do it.
Well, it is my first time actually hosting something. So what better way than to be in the presence of absolute excellence?
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
help
exactly.
with the hosting. That comes naturally to
That's
me.
all right.
But
I'm cool with timings.
the rules of
and-
bingo, I'm brand new at.
Yeah, I think we
Yeah,
might have to
no
have
idea how to do
a Greek
bingo.
spin on it. So we can just make a few things
Few
up
rules
along
up.
the
Yeah,
way.
we can do a couple of jokes and all that sort of stuff and
Yeah.
Greekisms and
Whip out a comedy
Greek
stand-up
English.
set.
and we've got a
Proper.
a barrel, haven't we?
Very professional.
So that'll be
Yep.
fun, yeah.
And we'll have some music. I mean, I personally love Greek music. George does too. George, will you be dropping a few Zebekika or maybe
We'll get
get a
people up to do
Zorba?
a Zebekika.
100%. I'm
But
We might
you
even
do
have a
MC,
Zebekika
don't you?
competition.
100%.
You MC like weddings, don't you? I swear I've heard that before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I host
Yeah.
weddings and
That's incredible.
and birthdays and what have you,
That would be
different
fun.
celebrations. Yeah.
You'd be like the
Definitely.
best MC. Like,
No, I have
High
fun. When I
energy.
MC, I have fun.
yeah.
So I MC'd on Sunday. I did a wedding / christening, and I'd had 3 nights of 4-hour sleep. So
Oh my
because I
god.
had to get up early to go to Sydney and to somewhere else, blah, blah, blah. And then Sunday ended up in Melbourne. Again, 3.5 hours sleep, and I had to go do this wedding. And I just didn't feel like doing stand-up.
Yeah.
So I just played with the audience. And it's better.
Yeah.
It's actually better.
You involve people as well,
Yeah.
which is awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me,
Both of
Zoe, and
you.
having us.
It's been
Yeah,
fun.
thank you.
It's been fun to get to know you properly and your journey as well.
We'll do it
because-
again one day soon.
Yes, and you as well, the PR side, I think it's very interesting.
Thank you, Zoe.
I could have chatted all day. Like,
Hey, we're Greeks. We can talk underwater. We get some coffee
Yeah.
happening.
That's right.
it's going to be an interesting episode. Bit of both worlds.
Yeah. Look forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you.